You know, that really felt like the end of this patch, but it's not. There's like 4 or 5 more quests. Alright. Let's see what's up, I guess.
Now, the matter of Ramu has, for the present, been put to rest. There is something I would show you, Ny'ardbert. It is a letter of thanks, signed by the leaders of the Eorzean Alliance, acknowledging the Scion's tireless service to the realm. It mentions, in particular, the name of all of the defeated primals: Ifrit, Titan, Garuda, Good King Mogglmog XII, Leviathan, and now Ramu. Needless to say, there is only one among our number to have faced them all. And though these words of gratitude were addressed to our order as a whole, I feel that they were meant for you above all others. I, too, must offer my heartfelt thanks for all that you have done. In the course of your duties, you have never once failed to answer my call to arms. You are a true hero, Ny'ardbert, and Eorzea is that much the safer for your presence. Pray do not misunderstand me. I said safer, not safe. I know only too well that we can ill afford to lower our guard. The Ascians may be relied upon to sow chaos in this realm until such time as they are forced to stop. Why, even without their encouragement, you may be assured that man would foment strife on his own, and that is to say nothing of the beast tribes. Unless we learn to live in harmony, the primals too will return to plague us again and again and again. And yet, despite all of this, your deeds serve to inspire the people, to give them hope for a better tomorrow, and there is no greater gift. That we have the courage to strive for what might otherwise seem an impossible peace, we owe in no small part to the dangers you have faced on our behalf, and the people you have won over to your cause in so doing. Our list of enemies has ever been long, but think of the allies with whom we are now blessed. Of the beastmen who wish naught of conflict, and who now call you friend. Of the Alamegans and the Domans who stand with us, determined to halt the dread march of the Empire. And then there is Sid and the Fellowship of Noah, racing to unlock the mysteries of ancient Allag, that we might be spared the horror of another Ultima weapon. Of course, when speaking of our greatest allies, we must not forget those closest to us, by which I mean our fellow Scions. Thanks to their many and varied talents, our order is uniquely equipped to combat the far-reaching corruption of the Ascians, and combat it we shall. Your enthusiasm... I think this is Alphinaud. Your enthusiasm is truly heartwarming, Antecedent. Given our embarrassing wealth of allies, I trust it will not inconvenience you unduly if I absent myself for a time. Nailed it. Alphinaud, I take it the troubles in Ul'dah no longer require your attention? There are yet some rumblings of discontent, but the air of simmering violence is largely dissipated. 'Tis to report such that I stand before you now. That, and to speak with you concerning the new organization we discussed. I have a message for you from Elle. You recall the refugee girl? The one whose parents were missing? They were found unharmed. She wished me to pass on her thanks to you. That is actually very surprising. I'm happy to hear that. Why, Alphinaud, am I to understand that you made the effort to remember the poor girl's name? I look forward to reading all about her in your report. I do hope you left nothing out. Ny'ardbert, you've been away from Revenant's Toll for some time now. I believe. Might I suggest that you put the affairs of the realm to one side for the moment and take this opportunity to reacquaint yourself with the town? Which reminds me, one of the Doman children recently inquired as to your whereabouts. Yozan was his name. I believe he has some small matter he wishes to share with you. Why not oblige with him a visit?
Alright, I remember him. Yozan, son of Hozan, is that right? Or was Hozan the grandfather?
I realize that you must be quite tired from your travails, but I would most appreciate it if you could find a moment to speak to young Yozan. He's been through much in his own right, I am sure. After we parted in Ul'dah, I paid a visit to the refugees. Though a fundamental solution remains far off, I believe that at the very least there should be no armed uprisings in the near future. I am given to understand that you've resolved the matter of Ramu. I will ask Minfilia for a full report when next we speak. You've done well, Ny'ardbert. You are so small. I told Philomene all about our adventures in the Sylphlands, fake Thancred and all. You won't tell the real Thancred, will you?
Your secrets are safe with this one.
I do not know where we would be without Higiri. The girl has worked tirelessly for us every day since her arrival. Do you suppose all Doman women are so diligent?
No, because all of any group is not anything.
The storm has passed, and a moment's quietude is ours. Tataru is using her newfound time to further her studies, and I would follow her example. If living in Eorzea has taught us anything at all, it's that such restful moments are fleeting. Dark clouds ever stir anew on the horizon. With the Doman younglings dashing around hither and yon, there's hardly a moment of peace to be had. That said, traveling with Ida, it's not as if I knew much peace to begin with. So where's Tataru? Despite all the hardships we have faced, the younglings pursue their training with great zeal. We older ones would do well to follow their example. Ny'ardbert, care to watch a lesson before you journey on your way? I dare say your presence would go far to inspire the younglings. Hey there, Hozan. Many of my countrymen have found work as frontier hands, helping to transport supplies and continue the expansion of Revenant's Toll. I have been tasked with keeping the equipment here in good repair. It is not particularly glamorous work, but I would help in whatever way I can. Oh, Higiri. 137, 138, 130... Oh, hello there. I've been charged with keeping inventory. Philomene tells me it's vitally important. Oh, dear. I seem to have lost count. I am so sorry. Never is a woman more lovely than when she's hard at work, I say. A wild rose, strong and beautiful, blooming tall in the face of the frozen winds. No, stop that. Repetition and routine begets skill. Skill begets confidence. I would do what I can to see the Domans regain their strength of will. If I were as big as a mountain and strong as a bear like Mr. Boulder is, maybe I would like fighting more. That's fair. Are you taking a rest too? Promise you'll play this again soon. That game of hide-and-seek in Vesper Bay was the most fun I've had in forever. Yozan's always been the strongest of us, but even he's no match for Koharu when she's mad. Alright, Yozan. What is your task for me? Look, it's Mr. Ny'ardbert. He's back from his adventures. We heard you were all fighting primals, and they're some of the strongest enemies you could ever face. I wish I could have seen you in battle. It wasn't that great. I made a mistake. But it's alright. We won. But yeah, definitely got shocked more than I had to. Anyway, we all want to be heroes too, so we finally formed our very own Doman Adventures Guild to protect all the Domans. Oh, do you think you could train us today, Mr. Ny'ardbert? Maybe you could show us how you fought the primals.
What's all this commotion then? Oh yeah.
Mr. Boulder and Mr. Coltonet, did you know that Mr. Ny'ardbert is back? Hi.
So it would seem. Welcome home, Ny'ardbert. My companion and I but recently became full members of the Scions.
Oh, congrats.
I believe proper introductions have yet to be made. I am known as Hoary Boulder, and this bookish fellow is Coltonet. Though we remained largely unproven as adventurers, we have taken it upon ourselves to instruct the Doman younglings in the arts of combat.
I told you, Mr. Boulder, we are not younglings anymore. We are adventurers. And we were just asking Mr. Ny'ardbert if he could give us some special training. I think we're ready to hunt monsters alongside him, don't you?
Not here. Well, you've certainly been diligent with your drills, but I'm afraid the fiends of Mordona are still ever so slightly too dangerous for you. I have a counter-proposal. What if I were to cross swords with Ny'ardbert? A demonstration of skilled arms, if you will.
Hoary,
if I didn't know you better, and I do, I'd say you were merely seeking to test yourself against a legend. Well, mayhaps I am. But what matters the motive when the children stand to learn so much from the lesson? What say you, Ny'ardbert? Would you consent to spar with me?
I mean, yeah, sure.
I want to go outside, though.
Hurrah! We're to have a tournament! Come on, everyone, we must prepare our gear for an outing.
Wait, so are you guys having a tournament amongst yourselves? Or... Oh, okay.
Do try not to disappoint them.
Have faith, Coltonet. I shall summon every last ounce of my strength to make of this a worthy contest. The fields to the east of town should prove suitable for our purpose. I very much look forward to our bout. Don't worry, Coltonet. I'll go a little easy on him to hopefully make it more of a show.
Should I do this as a samurai? No.
What do you have to say on the matter, Coltonet?
Since becoming a scion, I have had much opportunity to hear news of your epic deeds. I must confess, then, that my excitement rivals that of the children at the prospect of seeing you in action firsthand.
I'll do my best not to disappoint.
We had a master of lessons back in Doma. The way he taught us was very different from Mr. Boulder. I'm not sure which way is better, but I think I like them both. Is sparring dangerous? I don't think I want to see anyone else being hurt.
I mean, we might get hurt, but not seriously. It will be painful, but not damaging.
As we left the Rising Stones, Master Thancred asked us where we were going. I told him we were off to watch you and Mr. Boulder fight, and he looked very surprised. I hope we haven't made him cross.
Wonder if he's hidden around here somewhere.
Mr. Ny'ardbert is here. Let the battle begin.
Alright, Hoary, you ready? It was good of you to agree to this, Ny'ardbert. I trust you are ready to begin? I am. Prepare yourself to face the wrath of a warrior! Very well. Let us not keep the younglings waiting any longer.
Hoary, are you certain you wish to fight him alone? That is Ny'ardbert you face.
What better way to test my mettle? Pray, allow me to attempt the first round unaided. After all, it was this hero's legend that led me to join the Scions to begin with. Without Ny'ardbert to inspire my efforts, I would not be half the warrior I am today.
Your point is well made, but remember, this is for the children's sake as well as your own. Should it appear that the contest will end too swiftly, I shall add my spells to your blade work.
Well, if it's a 2-on-1, I'm not going easy on him.
Hello? You haven't begun yet, have you?
Thancred and Ida. Oh, cool. We're drawing a crowd. Ida? Wait, who are all these people?
When I heard about your sparring match, I told everyone I could find. Thought you could use a crowd to cheer you on.
Yes, and there's still more to come. When I mentioned Ny'ardbert's name, the reaction was quite enthusiastic. Why, my own popularity seems but a sickly shade in comparison. You'd best claim victory, Bringer of Light. Your burgeoning reputation is at stake.
Well, our teacher won't be beaten so easily. He's a master swordsman. You can win, Mr. Boulder.
We shall soon see. On your guard. All right, let's go. Day and night I've honed my skills. Now comes the time to test them. Your health's going up pretty quick, bud. Oh, that. I'm so sorry. Ugh, such power. The tails barely do you justice.
Mr. Boulder won't lose, will he?
Yeah, but not yet. Get up.
It's not over yet. It can't be.
Aye, the children have the right of it. 'Tis time I joined the fray. On your feet, Hori. There we are. And down goes Callback. I must admit defeat. It was an honor and privilege. Oh. No?
Oh no, he looks hurt. Mr. Ny'ardbert's so strong. You can't give up, Mr. Boulder.
Can't disappoint the younglings. Rah! Never have I faced such strength, but the lesson must continue. 'Tis your example I follow. Surrender not to the implacable foe. That's awesome. You have hallowed ground. You have bested me. I yield.
That was incredible! He beat them both at the same time!
You knew you couldn't lose, Ny'ardbert. None could defeat the Guardian of Eorzea. Now I see why they sent you to deal with the primals. I have much work to do if I'm ever to attempt the same. You alright, Boulder?
Impressive as always, Ny'ardbert. 'Tis ever a pleasure to witness the spectacle of your martial prowess. And judging by the smiles on these many faces, they too appreciate the hard-won strength that keeps the perils of the realm at bay. Guardian of Eorzea. Yes, that is a most fitting title. Do you recall when we first met? It was at the memorial service for the Battle of Cartenow. At the time, I was yet attempting to understand this land of Eorzea. I sought to grasp the reason my grandfather would willingly sacrificed himself to protect it. I shall speak plainly. My initial impressions were less than favorable. Dire problems abounded, and yet the effort I saw expended toward their solution was haphazard and half-hearted. I thought Eorzeans a foolish and childish people. Considering the shambles their home was in, I would not have been surprised if some had chosen to swear allegiance to Gaius and the order he proposed to enforce. The Legatus' single-minded military invasion precluded any such switching of loyalties, of course. Were it not for a desire to continue Grandfather's legacy, I would have abandoned the realm to its fate long ago. The threats were too many, the nations too self-involved and unstable. 'Twas you who convinced me the salvation of Eorzea was possible. 'Twas you who taught me, through countless acts of bravery, that what my grandsire sought to preserve was not the land, nor its history, nor any single nation. It was the people. These wonderful, oft infuriating, stubborn people that suffer blow after terrible blow, only to drag themselves back to their feet to face another day. Though he never put such feelings into words, I believe Grandfather's admiration for this inexhaustible courage grew into a fervent wish. A wish to aid Eorzea and its inhabitants in charting a course for the future. A wish that has now become my own. I too will endeavor to take up the mantle of Guardian of Eorzea and champion these people who toil towards a better world. Our cause, however, is not a simple one. The troubles that plague us are of a scale that cannot be solved by the Scions of the Seventh Dawn alone. No. What it is needed is to tackle the root of the primal threat, and effectively counter the schemes of the Ascians, is a new, expanded organization that operates beyond the limitations of nations and borders. If you would aid me in building such an organization, then pray, let us continue this discussion back within the walls of the Rising Stones. Isn't that already what we do? But I guess building us bigger isn't bad. I think. Reorganized again everywhere. Alright. No, this won't do at all. And then I'll have to... Oh, hello, Ny'ardbert. If you don't mind, I'm terribly busy at the moment. Your bout with Hoary Boulder was more stirring than 100 lines of my most passionate poetry. Mayhap I should arrange a sparring match of my own. With whom? I'd kind of love to see you try to fight Ida. Maybe Y'shtola? I fear Ida's boundless optimism is beginning to affect my better judgment, and your tendency to triumph against the most terrible of foes is certainly not helping matters. I can't wait for Alphinaud to start his new company. I love making new friends. Is that what he's doing? Okay. I wish Ida were not so eager to look to the future when we have so many problems in the here and now. Our Doman farming methods have been adopted here on the frontier. It is too early yet to know if they will prove to be effective. I'm not sure we have the water out here. Maybe. It's not like there isn't a source of it, just not as deep in the land. It is not enough that I am here for my daughter. I must do what little I can to help you all succeed in your monumental tasks. This place has become a hive, and its bees flit about in constant motion. Perhaps a soothing pot of tea will coax one or two to alight and take a moment's rest. My people's spirits were thoroughly crushed by the loss of our homeland, but thanks to your courage and generosity, I see their inner flames once more flicker back to life. I, too, have felt my strength of will make a gradual return. I thought the idea was foolish at first, but it seems that sparring match well served its purpose. Why, I could hardly wait to return to my studies and seek to improve my technique. Ny'ardbert, I must thank you again for agreeing to our bout. And I must thank the gods 'twas not a duel to the death.
I will, however, cherish the lesson of each scrape and bruise as I work to better my swordplay.
I like the way Mr. Coltonet fought. No swords or fists. I wonder if I studied hard, would I be able to cast spells like that too?
Probably. Can't guarantee it, but it is something you can learn.
Mr. Balder is sore and beaten, but he said he'd return straight to his training. I don't think he likes to lose. We need to decide who in our Adventurers Guild will do what. I'm fairly sure Yozan will have to be the sword fighter. He always has to be in the thick of the action. Mr. Balder fought well, but he was no match for you, Mr. Ny'ardbert. Just you wait. One day I'll be good enough to knock you from the top of your mountain.
I sincerely look forward to it, Yozan. So there'll be someone else to handle all this.
With the primal threat presently subdued, now is the perfect time to focus on new endeavors. Alphinaud has long been laying the groundwork for this organization of his, and he looks to you to help turn his proposal into reality. Pray lend him what aid you can.
Thank you for coming, Ny'ardbert. The world shifts and alters, and we, my friend, must ever be one step ahead of the chaos. What I propose is the formation of a new organization, a group that shall pave the way for a truly united Eorzea. Okay. I like that in concept. Pray, forgive me if I tread over old ground, but I would first speak of the grand plan. Since the advent of the Seventh Astral Era, the leaders of the three nations have been deliberating over an accord that seeks to bring the disparate forces of Eorzea together into a single entity. A realm-wide grand company, if you will. The military might of such an institution would be drawn from every corner of the land, and directed against threats that no single nation could hope to overcome alone. Yet, while the purpose of this hypothetical organization is undisputed, the logistics of its formation have become the source of endless debate. And the longer these discussions continue, the more I sense the impetus towards unification draining away. Thus have I been campaigning for the creation of what might be considered a trial company. It will be on a much smaller scale than what we hope to eventually achieve, but capable of the same manner of unrestricted operation according to the Scions. 'Tis my hope that the successful utilization of such a force will lend momentum to the lagging deliberations. Also, being a primarily military outfit, I mean to assuage fears of its misuse by placing the fledgling organization under the authority of the antecedent. The Scions work tirelessly to protect Eorzea and its people. But as you yourself have witnessed with the refugee revolt, there are limitations to what even we can achieve. With this new company under the Scion's command, however, we will be capable of responding to a wider range of difficulties, without straining our resources or overtaxing your formidable talents. The goals of my proposed organization and those of the Scions are ultimately identical, a point conceded by all concerned. But before I can move forward with establishing this precursor to the true border-spanning Grand Company, 'tis yet necessary that I visit the three leaders and gain their official approval. A tiresome and time-consuming task, which is why I would ask that you accompany me on this journey, and attend to the business of recruiting our inaugural members while I am otherwise engaged with bureaucratic formalities. Thank you. 'Tis reassuring indeed to know that the bringer of light and his discerning eye will be selecting our future allies. Our first destination will be Limsa. Let us rendezvous at Bulwark Hall. So, are we not just recruiting more Scions? Is this like a separate paramilitary group? And if so, why? Like, why not just make them part of the Scions? We're already not associated with a particular nation.
Maybe the different cities aren't comfortable giving the Scions as a whole, like, permission to operate in that manner. Like, surely this is going to be short-lived, right? He's going to go up to the Admiral and be like, I want to give a paramilitary group to the Scions for reasons that are not entirely clear. And then she'll be like, no. Ah, there you are. I'm ready to ascend to the bridge and speak with Admiral Blufuswin. While the Admiral and I are finalizing permissary boundaries and signing parchments, I would have you begin the recruitment process in earnest. I have, of course, endeavored to spread the word of our organization through various channels, but I believe a personal approach will reach many who may otherwise remain ignorant of the opportunity. As for potential members, 'tis of no matter should they already be pledged to another institution, only that they are willing to lend their strength when the situation demands it. And you needn't range into the countryside, the upper decks alone are populated with sufficient candidates to suit our purpose. Once you are satisfied with your recruiting efforts, meet me at the airship ticket counter that we might prepare for the next leg of our journey. Alright. Let's go this way first. God, what is even my sales pitch here? Do you want to help protect the realm in a non-specific fashion? You know, I'm just gonna have to trust the Ny'ardbert's silver tongue of the X button. Hey, Caravan. An organization with the freedom to operate with territorial impunity. I must say, your proposal intrigues me. But the Krakens well know that there is time to act and time to watch, and I'm afraid this trial company of yours falls into the latter category. That's fair. There's no way Commander Raynor will join us. But, okay, we're worth a shot, I guess. Master Alphinaud's new organization. Yes, I'd heard the formation of this trial company was in the offering. 'Tis with regret, however, that I must decline your invitation. As commander of the Yellow Jackets, the protection of Limsa Lominsa must need to receive my full attention. Yeah, Ny'ardbert, why did you think that was a good idea? Like, of everyone in this room, he's probably, like, second least likely to join? After the Guildmaster? Sorry, no, third. I forgot Alkazilka's here. Although, maybe not. No, he's less likely than Alkazilka. Oh, man, you know what? While we're here, I should check in on my recruits. Because I have gotten more of those. I should pick out who's in my squadron. This is a big-ass hammer. Where's the hammer? It is the Asphodelos Warhammer. Wow, alright. Alright, Sergeant. Alright, so our options are Samga and Aura of the Far East. We've currently got Cecily, Nanasomi, Hostoloya. We don't have a magic DPS. Let's see what the question button is. Oh, she seems sweet. Are you ready to serve the Maelstrom, Samga? Wish to emulate your calm and resourcefulness in the face of chaos. That's a good trait for a caster to have. So, yeah, sure. Oh, wait, I hit the wrong button. Alright, I'm gonna check the other ones then, I guess. Oh, no, she's first. Alright, then, yes. Wait, what? Options are question, question. Alright, so question. Recruit. There we are. The squadron is now 4 strong, which means we're ready for deployment, sir. Nice. The barracks has room for 8 soldiers. If you wish to enlist any promising new recruits beyond that, I'm afraid you'll need to discharge one of the existing squadron members. Never a pleasant task, but an elite unit is no place for underperformers. Right then. They say that experience is the best teacher, so how about we jump straight into a simple mission? To deploy your squadron on a mission, speak with the squadron sergeant. Select squadron missions. Alright, seems simple enough. What you got for me, Sergeant? Greetings, Commander. The squadron is eager to receive your next orders. Ah, our fledgling squadron's first deployment. Now, ordinarily, I would offer you a list of pre-approved duties to choose from, but I've taken the liberty of arranging a simple mission to ease the recruits into their roles. All you need to do is confirm the squadron members and give the signal to deploy. Alright, pick 4 that seems suitable and then hit deploy. City patrol. Maintain peace. Alright, so we technically don't have quite enough strength, but we easily exceed the other 2 stats. Which I actually don't even know what they're called. Does it say? No. Alright. We don't really want to switch in or out, so let's just send these folks along and take a crack at this. It'll return in an hour. The order has been given, Commander. The squadron is mission-bound. Ah, I should also mention that each deployment is funded by company seals. I paid what's owed this time around, but the Maelstrom requires that their soldiers receive fair compensation. For future deployments, you'll need to pay the recruits yourself, Commander. And now we wait. Once the squadron is returned from their mission, speak to me and I'll provide you with a full report. Okay. Oh, aren't I supposed to get paid for this? Okay, whatever. Squadron missions require hours to complete. Time remaining until missions completed with you. I think this might not be the case because it's one of the shorter test message or whatever. Alright, another Aura. I serve both my grand company and my fellow laborers seems bravely as you do. I don't really need a gladiator. Don't need that. You're from the cerulean processing plant? You should serve under an officer whose hands can create as well as destroy. Okay, so you're here because you're a craftsman as well. You know, you seem like someone who's seen some shit. I think you have potential. Oh, I like that little dance. Nice. Alright, release the Cure from the goblet. Which is our officer can balance work and play. Now, we do actually kind of need a second tank at some point, right? I said we didn't need a gladiator, but maybe we do. Because we have a marauder. And I don't think they're going to offer us like a Dark Knight or a Gunbreaker. What's your luck, Elise? That is a wild hairstyle. But you know what? You showed up in like real armor. You know what? We don't even have a full squad yet. Let's just get people on board. Alright. Cool. So, we've got those two ready to go in the future. And then we've got a whole squad out on mission. Yeah, 57 minutes remaining. Okay, so at some point we'll come check in on that. I don't know how much of this is going to be on camera. I think we're just sort of going to manage the squadrons for a bit. And, like, I'll check in from time to time when doing other things to be like, here's the squad, here's how we're doing, these are our members. What is my goal? How do I get promoted? Alright, doesn't say. So just something to do with that process. Anyway, now that we've finished with our official military associations, let's go undermine them, I guess. Oh, there's no way we're able to recruit this girl if Caroline said no. Rosman, any chance you and the bloody sirens? Crimson Sirens? Whatever your crew is. Eh? Who in the bloody hell do you think you're talking to, Drylander? I'm a pirate, not some sodden knight in shining plate. If you're looking for a self-righteous fop, try knocking on that dandy Caravalane's door. We did, actually. Alright. Ny'ardbert, how are you picking these people? A precursor to United Eorzean Grand Company? While I do admire the scope of your ambition, my responsibilities here at Naldik and Vmelli's keep me close to the forge. I have not the time to be traipsing hither and yon across the realm. Should you require my skills as an armorer, however, I might be willing to accept some special commissions. You know what? That's fair. Also, we should talk later. No, that's not here. Where am I going? We should also talk at some point about blacksmithing. In fact, I should probably just, like, pick up whatever crafting stuff is available, because it's cool and levels up easily. And I need to pick up some sort of crafting class so that the experience for the Ixal tribe quest isn't entirely useless. Man, they really have us going out to the edge of this place. Wait, Riel, aren't you already part of the Scions? Well, if it ain't Ny'ardbert, I'd not forget a venturer brave enough or daft enough to seek the shortcut into Titan's bedchamber. You remember all Riel, don't you? Formerly the Company of Heroes? Yep. Okay. So you're not part of the Scions. You're part of a different quest we've done. 3 whistles at Bronze Lake? It ain't often I drag me arse out to Limsa for a drink, but I'm right glad I did. How fare you these days? You're looking to put together a new crew? Top-tier work? Sounds like a right lark, it does. Alrighty, lad. Count me in. The arrows may have gone their separate ways, but I ain't ready to climb into my grave just yet. I'm thinking, 20% recruitment rate's not bad. Up to the airship landing. I don't know how I know that Alphinaud is going to be there, but there he is. Did he tell us he was going to be here? I don't remember. Ny'ardbert, your recruiting went well, I trust. I'm curious as to how my proposal was received by the rough and ready folk of Limsa. Ah, a member of the legendary company of heroes indicated his interest. Astonishing. I knew enlisting your aid was the right choice. Few could boast the acquaintance of such an elusive character. I, too, was successful in my task. The Admiral consented to sign all the documents requiring her approval. I can only hope that my visit with the Elder Seedseer proceeds as smoothly. Pray continue on to Gridania at your own pace. I shall await your arrival at Nofaka's altar. Imagine Alphinaud and I, like, awkwardly sitting on the same airship, like, after having, quote, departed. Alright. Send me around again. My audience with the Elder Seedseer is due to commence momentarily. I would be grateful if you would once more set to the task of recruitment here in Gridania. After you deem the well of potential candidates is run dry, let us rendezvous at the airship ticket counter as before. Alright. Show me where to go. Laurentius? How do I know that name? Oh gods, can it truly be you? By what fickle fortune must the first face I see upon my release be yours? Oh. I do remember you. Could it be that you don't remember me? It is I, Laurentius, the man whose crimes you exposed. I was a whaler, a regular patron of Buscarone's. Yes, now I remember. Of course you do. It's beginning to wonder if jail had changed me more than I realized. Not that I have any particular wish to be recognized after my shameful conduct. The less said of my past, the better, I suppose. What of you, adventurer? What business brings you to this part of Gridania? Recruiting, eh? And what is your policy on reformed convicts? I mean, are you reformed? As matters stand, the Woodwellers will have not more to do with me. This may just be the second chance I was looking for. Evidence toll, you say? I shall leave at once. You shall not regret this. I promise you, I'm a changed man. Okay. So far, we have a retired adventurer on his last legs, self-proclaimed, and a potentially reformed convict. So, you know, the real cream of the crop. I'm giving Real too much shit. He's a legit contribution. Nope, that is not the way to go. Okay. This is one thing. Alright. It is not often a guild officer such as myself gets recruited, and this company of yours certainly sounds to have some promise. But its duties appear less than focused. I must refuse your invitation until such time as your organization is more organized. Yeah, it is being run by a teenager. Although I'm sure he would take issue at this point, being like, "Excuse me, I am 17." Hardly a teenager. Am I really about to recruit this guy? Ny'ardbert, what is with your pics? Okay.
would offer this old man a place in your company of champions. I am both puzzled and honored by your invitation. Pray forgive me, young master, but I cannot accept. I have sworn to abide here for whatever scant years remain to me, and bear responsibility for the evils my lady has wrought upon this land.
Wait, so you're literally just going to sit on that chair? Like, that's it?
I must respectfully refuse your invitation. Your proposal promises new beginnings, but I am shackled to the sins of the past. By my own oath am I made prisoner, my chains forged of guilt and unforgivable cowardice.
Fucking wild. Alright.
What do I even know for him to do?
He's not like a warrior. He sent us to take care of like a level 24 dungeon or something. Did we really need buttling? Is that? Alien and Isildur!
My back is perfectly fine, I tell you. You'll have to tie me to my bed if you think to prevent me from... Ow. Well, mayhaps I will rest for just a short while.
Alien! Grandfather, you must call it a day. Let us return to the guild and rest ere your tormented back gives up on you for good. I'm terribly sorry. We're just... Oh! Ny'ardbert, is it? It's been some time since our paths crossed outside of Copperbell Mines. Why, you were barely more than a novice adventurer then. But look how far you've come. Mother Miyun tells me it was you who felled the fearsome Black Wolf. And now you seek stout-hearted souls to fill the ranks of a new order? Well, your cause is undoubtedly just, and my old companion here would be much relieved to see me in good hands. Yes, I'll do it. This is the very thing I've spent my entire adventuring career working towards. I shall join your company just as soon as I've seen Isildur safely home. Will you be joining as well?
No, same text.
If you would have me, I would be glad to join your new company. I shall make a reverence toll once I've escorted my dear friend back home. You know, that is the first recruit we got that I feel like 100% good about. Like, she is both competent and, like, has some amount of moral character. What news, Ny'ardbert? For my part, the Elder Seedseer was most amenable to our requirements. A former wood whaler and a seasoned adventurer. Our company will not lack for variety, that much is certain. An interesting harvest indeed. Yeah, unfortunately, the aging accomplice to a serial killer and the random wood whaler turned me down. What? Why are you looking at me like that? Shall we strike into Ul'dah whilst the iron is hot? Let us meet at the Royal Promenade and endeavour to conclude our remaining business. Our journey draws to a close. Alright. To Ul'dah. Yeah, this is a long one. I don't know where I split this episode. Like, surely I must at somewhere. Because I don't really know where that breaking point would be. Either that, or this is a real long one. Is that your carbuncle? Oh, no, it's this person here. Ul'dah, the gilded city, where one's fortune defines one's worth. I hope some matter of fortune is with us, and that this final leg proves as successful as the previous two. Might I suggest descending to the lower level before beginning your recruitment efforts? I do not think the Sultana will take kindly to us poaching from her personal guard. Let us meet back here at the promenade when our respective tasks are complete. Good hunting, Ny'ardbert. Alright, down to this with all. Although, man, I should recruit the old captain from the Paladin quests. That'd be pretty cool. Oh, man, can you imagine if they let you recruit, like, people from the class and job quests that you've completed? That'd be a cool little thing.
A company that looks to cure the ills of the realm entire? Listen, friend, I can scarce bear the complaints of the next stall over, let alone the conundrums of a neighboring nation.
I don't know why I tried to pitch a random merchant on that, but fair. Okay. Random refugee?
Aye, you'd be surprised when rumors drift down to Pearl Lane. I know of this glorious new company of yours, and just how far I'd go to avoid getting involved with it. Whispers on the street say your organization is funded by corrupt coin, by syndicate money. If you think you're recruiting for a just cause, then you're a bigger fool than I took you for. Honestly, I don't really know what cause I'm recruiting for. I know Alphinaud has something going on, but I have no idea, like, how he assembled this. Like, are we trying to put this together purely based on vibes? Alright, Miss Fashion Forward. Yellow Moon, do you want to join an adventuring company? I'm sorry, you wish to recruit me? Is this some new fashion manner of propositioning a lady? I mean, that wasn't my plan, ma'am, but if you're free. Well, I'm afraid you are wasting your time. This lady is already spoken for. Good day to you, sir. Alright, fair. Probably could have approached that better. That name sounds familiar. Okay. Oh, what a happy coincidence. Do you remember me, perchance? I am Urkin, of the Church of Saint Ndama Landama. I do remember you. Wow, that was a long time ago. Thank you again for your timely rescue. And I must also thank you for preventing that fraudulent priest from preying on tribes less fortunate. Most upsetting business. Are you here with your companion? Thancred, wasn't it? I recommend you keep your distance from him. Ah, 'tis new companions you seek, then. Your proposed organization sounds a powerful force for good, but my place is at the church with the children. Nevertheless, I wish you well in this undertaking. Fair enough. Alright, is this the closest one of those? Oh, no. Well, maybe I can recruit someone from one of the class quests. Nope. Just some guy. Alright, Wilred, who are you? Hmm? Wait, you're the man who came to Little Alamigo looking for that masked devil. Oh, yes. Who knows what might have happened if you hadn't. I'd probably be dead, and a whole lot more of my friends besides. We were such fools. Any road, that disaster really got me to thinking about our homeland and about the outsiders who saved us from ourselves. I realized how easily I'd been manipulated, and vowed to make of myself a more worldly man. So here I am. A new company of champions. And you say it'll take me to all corners of the realm? That sounds exactly like the kind of opportunity I need. And don't worry, I'm not the same stripling you met in Little Alamigo. I prepared myself to fight the evil I know is out there. Alright, that's fine.
As a reminder, that's the guy that believed the Ascian and was going to try and summon Ralgar by stealing crystals from the Amalsha, and instead just got a bunch of people tempered and killed. At least I'm pretty sure that's who it is. How fared you, Ny'ardbert? What hidden gems did the streets of Ul'dah offer you up to your unrelenting gaze? I found a bunch of people that had bit parts in quests I've done, but the one that joined us is an Almegan refugee that is responsible for the deaths of most of his peers. But he's cool now, it seems. A single Alamegan youth. Well, you've certainly given us an admirable start, even if our ranks are yet somewhat thin. In these troubled years following the calamity, talk of Eorzea's salvation must seem akin to grasping at clouds. But there are those who have risen to the challenge nonetheless, and the hope that inspires these people was born in no small part from the victories you yourself have won. Thank you, Ny'ardbert. I will not squander the precious gift you have placed into my keeping. These recruits will become the foundation of a new beginning. Wait, you're keeping? I thought... Is this not Minfilia running it? And yes, we are free to begin. As you have no doubt surmised, the Sultana also graced my trial company with her blessings. Our first wave of recruitment is over. The documents signed and the finances secure. About that, where are those coming from? There is naught to prevent me from taking the next step. You are concerned by the Syndicate's involvement. As was I. This was the origin of every coin of their contribution, carefully scrutinized and recorded. This organization will not be built on corruption. Naturally, I would prefer not to rely upon outside sources at all, but even my family's substantial coffers could not sustain a venture of this magnitude. And as for the rumors and doubts surrounding this enterprise, well, such things shall plague us until the company has had a chance to prove its worth. It will not be an easy process, but we will earn people's trust one success at a time. Speaking of time, we should waste no more of it. Let us return to the Rising Stones and lay the first stone for a united Eorzea.
Tell me, General, what think you of Alphinaud's bold endeavor?
I think it is more than bold, Your Grace. His organization would pave the way for a united Eorzea. Well do I understand his impatience, since facing the common threat of the Ultima weapon, our nations have seemed farther apart, not closer together. Considering the many problems we face, should we not be glad that someone else is taking the initiative?
We have all pledged our cooperation, yet the grumbling continues behind closed doors. Ul'dah is not alone in her duplicity. I myself have doubts as to the good this organization will achieve. With the inclusion of the finest soldiers of the 3 grand companies, it promises to be a fearsome military body. But whom will it serve? Even under the watchful gaze of the Scions, it is not unthinkable that such a force could perpetrate a great wrong. Does it not concern you that a significant proportion of its financial backing came from the coffers of the Syndicate? That those unprincipled worms might forge this extraordinary gathering of warriors into a private army?
I have trust in the Scions, Your Grace. They have spared us no end of trouble at the hands of the Primals. If they seek reinforcements, I deem it unwise to deny them. As for their finances, full many gave generously. And though our nobles proffered a sizable sum, their coin did not spill from the pockets of Lolorito and his cronies. And what of the presence of our stalwart adventurer friend in this endeavor? I doubt the warrior of light would betray our cause.
Yeah.
Yes, there is that, I suppose. Yet I have known people to change. Whether we will or no, the events of the age hurl us this way and that, like a dust devil skipping across the sands. Cannot be done about Kalechi?
I have explored all avenues available to us, Your Grace. But as Ul'Dan law now stands, we lack the evidence to convict him of any crime. To arrest him on spurious grounds would only play into his hands.
He has all but committed treason, and yet we can do nothing? Then what good our government? What worth the royal house? How deplorable this mockery of justice!
Have faith, Your Grace. It is not over.
It's easy to forget how young Animo is. Well, I don't actually know exactly how young she is, but I know that she's, like, very young for a monarch. Also, I don't feel great that our sign-off is, like, one of the cardinal reasons they trust this. Because, like, I don't really trust this. Or rather, I don't trust it to be a good idea. I don't think it's, like, nefarious. I just, like... I don't know. Everyone gives Alphinaud a lot of credit. Maybe I'm just underestimating him. At least if Minfilia is, like, the head of the thing, she's unlikely to be corrupted. She is far too one-note a character to be. It is not a journey I soon wish to repeat. But I cannot pause to rest. The culmination of all our effort is at hand. I must see to the preparation for the inaugural ceremony. Thank you for allowing me to monopolize your services, Ny'ardbert. I am certain the Antestant will be relieved to see you free for other duties. My grandfather formed the Circle of Knowing in the hopes that, through the accumulation of knowledge, Eorzea might be saved from disaster foretold. A band of champions brought together by a common goal to lead our realm to a better tomorrow. Though our means may differ, I would like to believe I do him proud in the undertaking of this new endeavor. You know, that's fair. I'm probably being too hard on this. You know, I do forget that Alphinaud is the grandson of, like, a legendary hero. I'm always like, why are people listening to this guy? But Louisoix was, like, a big deal. Sorry. Greetings, Ny'ardbert. Alphinaud tells me all is in place to begin his trial company. The Scions shall certainly be grateful to have the support of such an organization. The inaugural ceremony is set to take place here at the Rising Stones. Tataru is cooperating with Alphinaud to see that all is in readiness, so I'm afraid the recruits themselves have been left to their devices for the time being. Quite a number of new faces have arrived in Revenant's Toll of late, and I wonder if Slothborn might not find himself overwhelmed. Would you speak with him and see if there is aught he requires? Alright, I am going to head out and do that, but there's going to be a bit of a cut here, because I do want to split this recording, because it's been going too long. So one sec. Alrighty. Slothborn, how can we help you? And also, why is this quest called a heretical harassment?
What can I do for you, Ny'ardbert? I thought you'd have your hands full helping out with this new arm of the Scions.
Yeah, I ran some things.
I barely noticed your recruits arrived. There's barely a trickle compared to the flood of treasure hunters we have pass through here every day. While I appreciate your offer of aid, 'tis more your burden that concerns me. I'm told this trial company will answer directly to the Antecedent, so I trust that means less work for you in the long run.
Slothborn, the shipment! We couldn't... It's the dumb ones?
Godswoman, what befell?
We... we were bringing a shipment to Revenant's Toll. Provisions earmarked for the frontier. But just as we sought to cross over into Mordona, we were set upon by brigands. I believe they may have been heretics.
Heretics to who?
There were many. Too many. We only escaped with our lives by abandoning the supplies. Pray forgive us.
There's naught to forgive. Provisions can be replaced, but smart soldiers are hard to find. Take your rest and I'll have someone along to tend to those wounds. What to do? If heretics are involved, this is like to be more than a case of simple thievery. Ishgard will need to be informed.
I can go take care of it.
Whence do these supplies originate?
House Fortam. We collected the provisions from Camp Dragonhead proper.
Understood. I shall see that they are apprised of this development.
I know a guy there. I can go.
Ny'ardbert, are you not on good terms with the Knights of House Fortam?
I was.
I'll be sending them a missive immediately, of course, but I would also have you travel there and offer your considerable talents. Yes, I realize I contradict my earlier hopes to lighten your load, but I need someone who can help me bring this incident to a satisfactory conclusion. Our favorable relations with Ishgard are far too important to risk half measures.
I understand. So good to go see Harshvan.
Thank you for your understanding. I'm certain Lord Harshvan will be glad of your assistance.
Cool, let's go meet with them. Camp Dragonhead. Hey, bud. Long time no see. How you doing? Bad news. Stuff got stolen.
Well, well, if it isn't my fine friend Ny'ardbert Tia. Would you care for a plate of roast caracal? Some mulled wine? No? Ah, I see you're not coming to my hall merely to escape the biting cold. I was, in fact, on the verge of opening an urgent missive from Revenant's Toll, and I suspect the timing of your arrival is no coincidence.
That is likely correct.
The incident with the new frontier hands? No, no, you need not elaborate. I have been following their progress with no small amount of interest. Brave men and women all. They do our nation a great service. The existence of a fortified outpost in Mordona will do much to dissuade the Empire from trespassing on Kurth's soil. Right glad am I that you have chosen to lend your support to this endeavor. Never let it be said that House Forton does not acknowledge the efforts of her allies, or her debts. 'Twas in the spirit of gratitude that I arranged for sundry supplies to be delivered to Revenant's Toll. That the shipment should chance to be waylaid by heretics is poor fortune indeed. Poor fortune, I say, yet not without precedent. If you would know the truth of it, these incorrigible villains grow more organized with each passing day. This new unity of purpose we attribute to their leader, the Lady Iceheart. But though I have devoted significant resources to the task of identifying this woman, we have yet to learn so much as her birth name. What we do know is that the heretics speak of Iceheart in reverent tones, and would gladly embrace death rather than betray her. Such loyalty is rare indeed, and I fear to imagine what so committed a collective might achieve. The brigands have not yet been so brazen as to risk direct confrontation here in Dragonhead. Some few of their number have, however, been sighted not far to the west of here, and with ever-increasing regularity. A visit to Whitebrim Front may bring you the answers you seek. Will you brave the snows, knowing what implacable foes may lie in wait?
Of course.
Hallone's blessings be upon you. Though I take no pride in the admission, many of mine own countrymen are not so well suited as you adventurers to dealing with such foes. Were they dragons, it might be otherwise. But truly, I could not wish for a finer ally. You have done much for my house in the past, and I have no doubt but that I shall have cause to celebrate your deeds again ere long.
You flatter me, sir.
Should you learn aught of value, pray return to me forthwith. A warm hearth and a warmer welcome shall be waiting for you.
What a sweetheart. It's good to have friends. Alright, onward, Kaiba. I do have to wonder if Iceheart is a dragon, considering that that's what these heretics worship. If they're talking to her in, like, reverent tones. Do we have reason to believe that they are a person compared to a dragon? Ah, I'm sure they'd know, I guess. It's kind of their whole deal, isn't it? Fighting dragons. Oh, no, that is not the right place. Can I fly to where I'm going here? Oh, just casually through here. That is the wrong quest. That is why I'm going the wrong way. I should have really resolved that at some point. That's what I get for not looking at the icons too closely. Imagining the folks at Camp Dragonhead seeing you, like, fly in the completely wrong direction and being like, where is he going? Does he know which way west is? Surely he knows where west is. Lord Drumon, I seek heretics. Ny'ardbert, thought you would ask of me? Pray, speak plainly. I'm a man of action and need no honeyed words. Some heretics have attacked a shipping line, and I'm looking to deal with them. Do you know anything about them? We have reason to believe they're attached to this Lady Iceheart that's been causing trouble lately. On the trail of a band of thieving heretics, you say? By the Fury, but you do seem destined to cross paths with those villains. I must confess, then, it is a sad truth that the wilds hereabouts have indeed grown thick with their number. They strike swiftly, without warning, and are canny enough to evade our most able trackers. But it is not merely their newfound organization that confounds us. The heretics themselves seem somehow changed. I know not what manner of influence this Iceheart wields, but the men we face seem utterly lost in the grip of righteous fervor. It is an unsettling and unnatural zeal. Mayhaps you would care to question one of their recent victims? As fate would have it, your arrival came moments after a trader was waylaid on the road. A patrol found the unfortunate fellow lying senseless in the snow and carried him to our infirmary. Assuming he has regained the use of his faculties, the merchant might recall some small detail that could aid you in your task. Thank you, sir. I'm looking up above, aren't I? How many floors up? Ah, there you are. Mistreated merchant. Tell you what happened? Why, yes, of course. I am quite recovered enough for that. Anything to help catch those cowardly black arts. I was travelling my usual route to White Brim Front when a sudden blow sent me reeling. Next thing I knew, I was on the ground and several heretics were rifling through my cargo. Arms, armor, crystals. They were taking everything. It was then that one of them noticed my bleary gaze and stalked over to better acquaint my head with his mace. Before darkness claimed me, however, I distinctly heard the words, "Return to Snowcloak." I dare say that is where they were hauling my goods, but you'll not catch me rushing off in pursuit. They tell me 'twas a miracle I survived it all, and I'll not trust my thick skull to save me a second time. Snowcloak. Alright. Oh. That's a lot of unconscious people. Hear you? There you are. Cast your best. No? How's during dark night? Oh, further along. Okay. I need to remember the iconography? What's the word for, like, family crest stuff? It's not idolatry. I need to remember, like, which one's which. So this is House Durandare. Their symbol is a bell. I think Fortem is a unicorn. Gah! Draw your weapon, foul! Wait, I recognize you, adventurer. You are come seeking heretics? Then we share a common purpose. We were on patrol when we chanced across one of their raiding parties and pursued them here. By rights, we should have had them cornered in this ravine. And yet, they are gone. Vanished like icy wraiths. Oh, they put us in a cutscene just to voice act humph. You glimpsed a woman atop the cliff. Could it be Iceheart here herself come to sneer at our folly? And where did she disappear? The heretics must have discovered a passage through the frozen wall. Some hidden tunnel that escaped our notice. We have not the men to risk further investigation. It would be best were we to return to White Brim Front and lay our suspicions before Lord Drimon. 1 second, I'm going to check it out myself. Is there anywhere? Looks like a passage. Is she like way up here? Maybe? Oh, no. You're standing here, so which makes me think that this is where the entrance would be. So maybe there's some secret way to get through that wall. Alright, back to White Brim. Maybe we can coordinate with Y'shtola. She seems like the type that would be able to get us through that kind of wall. Papalimo. Or Ida if we get her very angry. I guess angry is not even really the right word. Riled up. She doesn't really seem to get, like, angry. Ny'ardbert, it appears I owe you my thanks once again. The surviving knights spared no detail in their report. The men you found out near Snowcloak were some of my finest. They should be bested so handily. I fear I've woefully underestimated the threat these heretics pose. While I understand you might balk at the notion, I must ask that you put aside your mission and consider the stolen provisions lost to us for now. It would be ill-advised to blunder unprepared into what may well be the very lair of our enemy. Pray return to Dragonhead and inform Lord Hoshfont of your discoveries. He will wish to plan contingencies of his own. As for Iceheart and her fanatics, the freezing heights of Snowcloak will not shield them from our justice for long. I guess now that we know roughly where they are, we can start trying to figure out ways to get in. There's a certain grim, austere beauty with, like, areas like this that are sort of like gray and blasted with snow.
Your return is most timely. Of their own accord, my thoughts had turned to your task and the progress thereof. I confess, my imaginings tended toward the grim and bloody. But you are here now, and I suspect such frivolous wonderings do little justice to the reality of your travails. Tell me, what did you learn of Iceheart?
Not much, but it seems like they're posted up in Snowcloak.
Indeed. And this transpired at Snowcloak? Of all the highlands, that towering wall has borne the worst of the region's brutal shift in climate. So inhospitable has Snowcloak become that we have still to survey the area in its entirety. Could its frozen heights conceal the heretics' hideaway? Mayhap a more robust reconnaissance effort is in order. Putting such considerations aside for the moment, we still know far too little of this Iceheart. That she is capable of commanding such a band of fanatics bespeaks natural authority, and no small measure of charisma. As much as I would like to fathom this mystery with you, the situation has grown beyond my personal purview. I am bound by duty to inform the Temple Knights and request that they bring this matter to its conclusion. Given the glowing reports the new commander has garnered thus far, I am certain that they can be relied upon to take appropriate action.
New commander?
Though Iceheart's true identity yet eludes us, you have provided us with a point from which to begin. Sometimes it takes but a single stone to prompt an avalanche. On the matter of the stolen provisions, I have already made arrangements for a second shipment to be sent to Revenant's Toll. I could not well allow such an honorable venture to be undermined by one miserable setback.
Oh yeah. Thank you, Lord Harshfond. Pray, tell the frontier hands to fret not over stolen supplies. 'Tis but a pittance compared to the rewards we shall reap for having a solid stronghold in Mordona. Fair enough. Okay. Back to Mordona then.
Ny'ardbert, 'tis good to see you return to the toll. How fared you in the frozen wastes of Kurthis?
So, bad news. The supplies that we were looking for are just gone. Those heretics have gotten away with it. We'll have to go after them later. Good news. They're delivering a new set, so you'll be okay.
House Fortom is to send us a second shipment. I must send thanks to Lord Harshfond for his continued generosity. Yet even as our town grows in prosperity, I fear it will attract ever greater number of those who would do us harm in the name of greed or power. All of us, Alphinaud's new recruits included, must remain vigilant against such threats.
Alright. Let's get a hat. Brave new companions.
While you were away in Kurthis, preparations for the inaugural ceremony were all but completed, although Tataru does yet seem somewhat flustered. I've taken enough of your time. Why don't you head into the Rising Stones and see if your frantic receptionist could do with a hand?
Tataru! I'm here to help. What can I do? These parchments need to be sorted, and these documents, why are they even here? Oh, I am sorely tempted to file the lot in my wastepaper basket. Ah! Ny'ardbert, you startled me. You wish to lend a hand? Splendid! Would you be a dear and hand these uniforms to the new recruits? They're scattered around Revenant's Toll, and I haven't the time to track them all down. The recruits know to don their garb immediately and assemble here in the Rising Stones. You'll want to report directly back to Alphinaud if you don't want to miss the ceremony. I wonder if the Scions will ever have matching uniforms. A well-funded organization is a well-dressed organization, I suppose. Man, it'd be a tough sell to get everyone in the Scions in the same uniform. Like, I'm not sure what I can imagine both Urianger and Thancred wearing. No, it's on the other side of the wall. There it is. I did not recruit you. I guess Alphinaud recruits some others. Hello, Yuhasa. Ah, mission complete before it bears. Those who believe this company will see no riches are short-sighted fools. The giving of oneself 'tis an investment in the future. Thus did I sign my name to the cause. Alright. I have an ultramarine uniform. A deep blue uniform crafted specifically for Alphinaud's new trial organization. I wonder if that color was picked because it had marine in the name. Like, these are supposed to be marines. Oh, these uniforms were a splendid idea. Once our organization has made a name for itself, there shall be wealth aplenty in selling replica costumes to the adoring masses. That is not a great start. For that to be the first thing one of our recruits is saying. All the way up there. Oh, Laurentius. I I thought it best to mimic my fellows here, but I admit that I have no idea what it is we're supposed to be doing. Fair. Ah, our new uniforms. I'm reminded of my induction into the Wood Whalers. No, I failed to see what so engages their attention. Yeah, me neither. Maybe they're waiting for something to happen? Oh, Hellian's up there. Hell yeah. Oh, Rerun. There you go. Little Alamigo could learn much from Evidence Toll, that this town could be so alive in the midst of such desolation. I've never worn aught quite so voluminous. Well, I'm sure I'll grow accustomed to the extra cloth in time. Yeah, it gets significantly colder here at the Little Alamigo. 'Tis not that I enjoy bearing my skin, you understand. That line was simply very hot. Never mind. Real, my man. Have a uniform for you. Hello there, lad. Looking for me, were you? I'd just given a whistle, but I'm not sure as I'd hear you among all the bustle. Here you go. Oh ho! Proper uniforms and all. As they don't cut off the blood to my head. Not to worry, though. I'm sure she'll be fine after making a few adjustments. Here's hoping I don't run across any of my mates wearing this outfit. I'll have their laughter ringing in my ears for days. I don't think it's that bad. But you know what? Fair. You're pretty stylish. Alien? Sorry. Ah, there you are. Oh, did Isildur not come? That's alright. Isildur has at last retired from the adventurer's life. Though I shall miss his wisdom and an irrepressible spirit, I'm excited to forge my own path forwards. Have a uniform. Ah, yes, the uniform. Thank you. Truth be told, the thought of pledging myself to such a lofty organization is somewhat intimidating. Don't worry about it too much. We're not that lofty. Do the others have the uniforms already? I should really be on my way before the ceremony begins. I will make you proud, Isildur. Are you from the Maelstrom? This scarlet garb marks me as a proud member of the Maelstrom and a hardy defender of Limsa. Yet in truth, I stand for the betterment of the realm, and thought this new company a fine opportunity to contribute on a grander scale. Here you go then. Mark yourself blue. Oh, now that's a striking shade of blue. Put alongside my Maelstrom uniform, my wardrobe will certainly not lack for color. Forgive me for shedding the red, Admiral, but I must devote my efforts to the greatest good. I think she gets it. Ny'ardbert. Man, your armor's sick. Almost feel bad about asking you to wear something else. I don't believe we've met. I'm Ny'ardbert, and I will have the honor of leading my fellow recruits as captain. Oh, hell yeah! Congrats, Captain! Much did I lose to the calamity, and I look forward to aiding others in rebuilding their lives. The uniforms are a shrewd decision. There is no easier method of creating a common bond among what is, essentially, a band of strangers. I wonder if he'll wear it over his armor. Or if this uniform is armor. It would have to be pretty light, considering we're handing it out to casters and rogues alike. Ny'ardbert? Gods, I did not expect to meet you strolling about town. The tales of your primal battles were what inspired me to come to Evidence Toll. Well, welcome to the squad. Here's a uniform. It is an honor to receive this uniform from your hands. I shall wear it with pride. Pleasure to meet you, Alphinaud. I have followed the deeds of the Scion with the greatest awe and admiration. To fight at your side has long been a dream that I could scarce believe is coming true. I look forward to it.
Hopefully not too soon, though. I don't really feel the desire to do a whole lot of fights. I've already killed my one god per patch quota. Who are you? You're not a player. Your design is fascinating for an unnamed character that has no line. Are you just around? Alright. Uniforms were a good plan, Tatara. I feel better about this now.
No, this won't do it all, and then I'll have to... Oh, hello, Ny'ardbert. If you don't mind, I'm terribly busy at the moment.
No worries. I was here to help.
Yes, Ny'ardbert?
Ah, Tataru mentioned you were handing out the new uniforms. I assume you've now met the rest of the recruits?
Yes. Have all the ones I recruited actually showed up?
Yes, I think they have. Some few answered the call to arms I put forth through the established grand companies and such. They are not yet an army, but there is much a small corps of elite warriors can achieve. Did I mention I thought of a name for the company? 'Tis my hope that it shall soon be known across the breadth of Eorzea. The moment of truth draws near, Ny'ardbert. Once the last of the recruits have gathered, I shall make the official announcement. Are you keeping me in suspense regarding the name? Oh, guess you are.
Comrades, your presence here this day signifies the momentous choice that each of you has made. With your strength now pledged to the scions of the Seventh Dawn, you are beholden to no single nation. You stand as the vanguard for a united Eorzea. From this moment forth, I declare you Crystal Braves. Let us mend this fractured realm and face our enemies as one.
Here, here! Wow,
Whether
that
it
bird's
be
like
the
a full head
beastmen and
taller.
their primals, or the conflict in Carteneau, it is plain that the nations of Eorzea cannot solve the problems which plague the realm. Thus does it fall to some few heroic souls to succeed where they have failed. Come, take your place at the Scion's side as guardians of Eorzea, and together we shall fight for the freedom of all! For the freedom of all!
Cool salute.
A rousing speech, Alphinaud. Or should I say, Crystal Brave Commander Leveilleur?
Please, antecedent. The title is honorary. I shall not be leading the troops into battle, as it were. We are of the same purpose. Let us join hands and do what must be done to save this land.
The Scions stand ready.
I have to hand it to you, Alphinaud. This is going significantly better than I expected. It's not bad to have an extra squad on hand. I wonder if they're still outside.
I'm eager to see what the Crystal Braves might accomplish. This shall prove an interesting time indeed for the Scions. Yes, I'm listening. So our worst fears are confirmed. The entire Isle. Such power defies comprehension. Truly? Kryl is alive? Thank the 12. I see. Pray, inform me if her condition changes. Yes, I shall pass on your words to Urianger. My thanks. I shall contact you anon. When I learned of the loss of the Isle of Val, I dared not hope that my friend had survived. Yet, by some miracle, it would seem she has. She's still to regain consciousness, it is true, but better that than death.
Wait, what?
Putting this happy news to one side, we must now endeavor to make sense of the readings taken by the survey party. It appears the etheric disturbance which accompanied the Isle's destruction is of a magnitude alarmingly close to that of Ultima. Could the Ascians be responsible for this devastation as well? I wonder. Have you heard aught from the Mother Crystal since the battle with the Garleans?
No, I don't think so.
Then she speaks to neither one of us. Heidelin's silence portends naught but ill, I fear. Louisoix, I pray you yet watch over us.
Okay. Very good. See that the provisions are prepared for transport. Let us hope that this shipment is spared the fate of the last. The winds are uncommon fierce this day. Elf Pope? Oh no. Well, that's ominous. I don't really know who that was, or at least Ny'ardbert doesn't. But that can't possibly be good. I'm gonna take a quick check just to see if there's other people around, but then that'll be where we leave off, I think. Oh yeah, we got all this to talk about, so let's do that real quick. The Crystal Braves is a most fitting name for a company of champions summoned together by the Mother Crystal. Would you not agree? The blue of the uniform represents the crystal's light, pure and unadulterated, a beacon of hope. The crystal's sword is the sign of those who would stand strong in the face of danger. Until the day that my Crystal Braves are a guiding light for all of Eorzea, I will not give up the fight. Where do you feel like a logo? Is it on the uniform? Oh, cool. A little pal. Crystal sword. That's neat. I am studying Eorzean military drills in the hope that I might better understand this new organization. Oh, guts, oh, guts. I thought I was finished with the roster, but I missed a name and had to start all over. As if I didn't have enough work to do already. Hello, Alphinaud. How do you feel in your new uniform? For the freedom of all! For the freedom of all! For the freedom of all! Oh, the first few times I must confess to feeling some embarrassment, but it's starting to grow on me.
It's an interesting little group. You've brought in quite a few new recruits, haven't you? Your reputation extends far beyond little Almigo, it would seem, and deservedly so. Why, meeting you has given me something to strive for. Remember the name of Wilred. I shall hone both body and mind and do you and my fellow braves proud.
This uniform rather suits me, wouldn't you say? Or perhaps it is I that suits it. After all my transgressions, I am grateful indeed for this chance to start anew. Buscaron, Laurentius shall do you proud.
Fucking better.
Yuyasa? The greater our successes, the more our name will grow. The more our name grows, the greater profits to be had. I could scarcely contain my anticipation for our first mission. Are you just a caricature? Is that why you're like this?
The formation of the Crystal Braves has lifted everyone's spirits. My hopes are as high as the next man, but we'll know not what this company is truly made of till we face our first mission.
I like how this guy is gigantic, but his posture is usually pretty, like, slouched up, so unless he's, like, standing at attention, it doesn't really show.
It is always inspiring to speak with a new person of vision. If there is aught I might do to be of service to this new company, you know where to find me.
Oh, Allian, this looks great for you. Alphinaud's words were most heart-stirring, would you not agree? Truth be told, I worry what I can offer to such a lofty organization, but I will do all in my power to make my fellow braves proud.
Come to mention it, the young ones seem to run off somewhere. I do hope they're not up to any mischief.
Anyone with a pair of eyes can see that Thancred is thoroughly besmitten with Higiri. Then again, subtlety has never been one of his strengths. Rianjay has asked me to watch over the Doman women. They do not come to any more suffering than they have already endured.
Rianjay. Thank you. Is there aught I may do to serve you? I stand ever at the ready, for the freedom of all.
Fair. Who is this nameless cat girl? Are all of the hats for the shorter races taller than the other ones?
Yeah, I guess. That's what it is. Huh.
Papalimo refuses to spar with me. He says he has more important matters to attend to, but I think he's just afraid to lose. Sparring bouts to raise awareness of the Crystal Braves. Intriguing, though I cannot help but feel there are more pressing tasks at hand. Perhaps Tataru requires aid in compiling the company roster. Is he bothering you, Higiri? Mr. Thancred has taken quite a fancy to Doman cuisine. Several times a day he tells me that one of my dishes is the best he's ever tasted. His praise is most heartening, though I cannot help but feel he has a want for exaggeration.
Yeah, follow that feeling.
Ever since Higiri started preparing our meals, I swear, I've never felt better. They say Doman cuisine is highly nourishing, but I'd sooner attribute it to the loving care she puts into her culinary creations. They say the fastest way to a man's heart is through his stomach, and I'm not one to disagree. What are you doing back here, kiddos? The Crystal Braves. Why, just saying the name makes me feel strong. I've been thinking of changing the name of our guild to the Doman Braves. How does that sound to you, Mr. Ny'ardbert? It's fine. For the freedom of all! For the freedom of all! For the freedom of all! It just doesn't sound the same when I say it. We hereby name Yozan, commander of the Doman Braves. Our Doman Adventurers Guild could use a new name. Say, do you have any ideas? I think you guys already settled on one. Hey, Yozan. I hear a new company has been informed. I'll be of service in whatever humble way I can. Ishtola? A real? Hey. Seeing this last show brings back memories. I was just sharing a couple of juicy secrets with her. Ooh. Every time I speak to Riol, I realize how much there is that I do not yet understand about the kobolds. I am fortunate indeed to count a former member of the Company of Heroes as friend and confidant. True. That being said, if you want a crash course on kobolds, I've spent an inordinate amount of time doing chores for them. Alright. I believe that's everybody. So yeah. That is where we'll wrap up for now. That is the conclusion of 2.3 Defenders of Eorzea. We'll be back next time for 2.4 Dreams in Ice. So, look forward to it. I do notice that the next quest is called Traitor in the Midst. Nobody is the midst, not our midst, so I kind of have to wonder what that's about. But I guess that's where we'll be leaving off for next time. Thanks for joining me, and Ny'ardbert will return. I'll be seeing you soon. Adios.